Thought I would share my favorite ways to decorate a bedroom in The Sims 4, particularly the bedside area, to make it look a little bit more lived in and not just like basic decor, you know what I mean? Before I start, here is the bed I used, and I'm also going to show you the bed frame in case anyone is wondering. Anyways, my favorite thing to do is to layer rugs. I think that it adds a lot of depth. I love using like a lacy one on the bottom, and then on the top, literally all my favorite rugs are the ones that look like they've been scrunched up, like this one. Moving on, another way I love to add dimension to a room is by using a curtain that has part of it that's laying on the floor, and then all I do is I size it down to make it look as if it's resting on the bed instead. I love this tip. Onto the bedside table. This is my favorite part to decorate. And here's the bedside I used. I love this one so much because it's just like the rugs. It has a little blanket on it, which adds so much dimension because of all the creases. Now, what I put on the end table really depends on the aesthetic I'm going for. I guess the aesthetic for this video is girly, so I'm just gonna go over some of the things that I added. I started off with an open book. The fact that it was open adds more realism than just like a regular book. And then a coffee mug, of course, and a coffee stain to add even more realism as if the coffee spilt a bit. And because this is more of a girly build, I put a jewelry dish and some skincare and a scrunchie. And my favorite things to add, like opened food containers. So I put a little yogurt cup. This is my favorite thing to do. I love putting open food containers next to a bed because, like, don't lie, we've all done that. Anyways, here's another little small thing I like to do. I love to add outlets. I feel like we often overlook that, but it can add a lot of realism. Same goes for a light switch. Here is the one that I used. Now, moving on to the little shelf above a bed. Another way to add a lot of dimension is by using items that are animated. For example, candles. So here are my two favorite candles, and then also hanging plants. Anything that hangs or moves is going to be your kryptonite when looking to build a more realistic room. Moving on to posters, I love to use ones that are crooked or ones that have tape on them so that they actually look as if your sim taped them up on the wall. And of course, last but not least, just like my rugs, those that have creases in them. You know, you see how some of these here look like they were kind of folded? I don't know, I'm obsessed with creases, I guess. Damn. Speaking of hanging things, little hanging stars or fairy lights is another great way to decorate a place. Here are the ones that I used in this build. And then instead of posters, you can also use like little shelves to hold album covers. I'm sure you guys can see the common denominator here, things that hang. So I like to put a little box of trinkets because I feel like we all leave things at the foot of our bed, and then some underwear just hanging off the side of our bed too, because it's realistic, okay? Anyways, that is it. I have even more things that I like to